have no idea what's wrong. Like, at all.
Okay, so back to topic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to feel. Okay, so get this right. Aisha doesn't want us to talk about the fact that we can do anything on camera. That's a separate discussion.
I don't like cameras. You know why? Because they take a picture of my face. Okay? I don't feel like this needs to be immortalized for anybody to see. At all.
Okay.
Ever.
Okay, we get that. You're over that now.
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Carry on.
so we were talking about the fact that how is it possible that since the internet, which is supposed to be, gospel for everything, does not believe that it is possible for a man to have been faithful to a wife or vice versa for 50 years of marriage or more, that it has to eventually break, and that almost all of the searches you're going to start looking at on the internet goes to how to find out whether or not your spouse is being unfaithful on you. What are the things you need to do? Check your cell phone and stuff. What else is it? What are the other things you must do?
I don't know. That's mom who watches crazy shit like that. Not me.
And your
I
mother?
stick to my true and tested. Is
What?
there a dragon, werewolf, or pixie inside of it? If not, why the hell am I watching it?
Okay.
You
So-
should guaranteed not have any of that nonsense inside of it.
So you're talking about
And if
Auntie
they are, at least there's a
Auntie
dragon or
Yvonne from Durban, from St. Dom's, who was married at 16?
Yep. She got married to her husband at 16 and is still married to him. I feel like she's the exception to that rule. No other 16-year-old knows what's going down. But you do. You get exceptions to it on occasion where someone actually at a young age actually knows who the hell they are well enough to actually be able to see that coming. Or at least you get the kind of people who accept their decisions. They're like, nope, this is the decision I'm making and I'm sticking with it, and they're willing to take the consequences of either way. So they're very grown up about their decisions about such things. So if they do decide to get married at the age of 16, you'll find that when they divorce or something like that, it's very amicable, and they're just like, well, obviously this didn't work, and well, we can part without like dying. But on the whole, that is not how it works out. On the whole, it works out that statistically they've proven now that on the whole it's because of the fact that a lot of people are pressured into getting married at a young age because they figure that you're supposed to do the whole university, then get engaged, then get married, then have your first kid, and they've got like this timeline they have to stick to, and because of that you have a high divorce rate afterwards, because without fail after a certain amount of days you get divorced. Because you didn't get divorced because this was your one true love or something like that. No, that was the guy who you were dating. He had a checklist that he met, and you were like, well, I finished that, well, this is the next step.
I don't get that. Okay, I got married at 27. I turned 28 that year. Your mom was also 27. No, she had been 27.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and it's been 27 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Okay, 28 years of marriage. It's been fun. Okay. And I don't get it. Why it is that other people don't just enjoy the marriage,
Because they have to have a checklist. It's okay, now we need to be this successful by this point. I mean, you have a whole bunch of people who, because of the fact that movies and series and everything keeps telling them that by this age you're supposed to have accomplished this, they keep trying to model their life according to that, like it's the norm. And so you have a whole bunch of people who are still, they're willing to take that first job option that has lots of money and stuff like that, because they're like, well, I need to check off this one next, and this one next, and this one next. I mean, I was watching a BuzzFeed video yesterday about how, like the 50s like housewife, they had like a checklist to see if you're the perfect wife and mother.
What?
Yeah, there was a checklist like in one of the magazines that they put out
Okay.
to see if you were the perfect wife and mother. And it had questions like, did you dress up to serve breakfast? And you're like, no, I was half asleep. I woke up and then gave them breakfast. They should be grateful I even did that. But no, back then you had to like get dressed and you served them breakfast. Meals also had to be on time. And you're just like, I have no life, right? I have nothing better to do with my life but then serve you. And it's asking you about, did you mend socks, and did you and you're like, where is my time exactly that I have to do all of this? Like, pray tell. Same thing with parenting now. They're just like, no, you can't give the kid like anything with artificial colorants or this or that, and you can't give the kid timeouts anymore, and you can't give it hidings. You You need to ask it, how do you feel? No, the kid screwed up. He knows he screwed up. I know he screwed up. Everybody knows he screwed up. And now you're telling me I'm gonna sit there with the kid and ask him how he feels. He's gonna tell me that the reason he did that was because he wanted to, and he wanted to find out. There's no feelings, there's no reasons other than I was
Smack his
curious.
backside, get it over with.
So now you have all these rules and regulations, and now your kids are like, well, I have to be this, I have to be this. So now you have millennials who are all like, no, all my role models, they were all single until they were 30, because you have like Sex and the City and Will and Grace and stuff like that going for them. Because they're like, no, it's good, I'll do that and I'll get married a bit later. The previous generation was brought up when everybody was getting married at the early 20s, so you have that influencing them. And now the most recent one, I wouldn't be shocked if the whole lot of them got married early, became an artisanal cheesemaker, and were hipsters for a very long period of time. I don't even want to know what the next
so just
generation's
this
gonna
old,
be like.
right? So we're living in Mitchell's Plain. Mitchell's Plain is a lot like
Exception to all those rules. They're just like, yeah, no. The guys are all like, I don't have to marry you. I can have the girlfriend and the kids. And then when we don't like each other anymore in like 3 years' time, we're just gonna separate and then go on. So you have a guy with like 7 kids with different mums, and it's only because the fact that they're just like, no, I don't have to marry.
but it isn't unique to Mitchell's Plain.
No, it's with the working class and stuff like that. Why? Because you just don't have that much money. You don't have enough money to keep having weddings and getting divorced. I mean,
But you got enough money to pay pay support for 7 kids.
yeah. So you know that.
Oh,
you're
hang on.
going to
The
pay
guys
for that.
they don't pay the support.
If you're lucky, they do. Okay. So if you're a chick who's like 26 in Mitchell's Plain currently, okay, and you do not have a kid, and you do not have a boyfriend, then you are like a freaking walrus in the middle of a freaking desert. Yes.
You are what?
I'm an exception to the rule. I'm like all the exceptions to the rule. I do not have a kid. It's one of those shocking things. You go to the park, and if you're there with like your niece or your nephew or your cousin's kids or something like that, and then they're like, oh, those are your kids. And you're like, no, I have no kids. And they look at you like you're batshit crazy, and they're like, why are you here with kids then? Like, what purpose? You're like, they were bored. Someone needed to take them here. You see how I have them here so they don't give us trouble. And they're like, no, you're crazy. You're not supposed to have other people's kids. I mean, you should have your own kids by now. And you're like, why? Why do I need kids now? I like being selfish. I get to spend my money on me, nobody else. I want to go to the movies. Great. No. If I had kids, I'm going to be like, I want to go to the movies, but that kid needs diapers. Or that kid needs to go to an outing next week Friday. I can't go to the movies. No, I don't have any of that. Okay, it's wonderful. Nor do I have a boyfriend, so I
Okay.
don't need to go buy him presents either.
Okay, so you're hijacking my topic.
No, the point is that everybody
Now the
wants to
point
get married
was
because-
about marriage and lasting, making it work.
The thing is, if you're pressured into marrying someone at a particular age, you're not choosing the right guy.
Okay,
you're just
so
choosing whoever is
so
whitish.
so
at
that's
the
that's
moment.
one of it, right?
Yeah.
The thing that I look at is like, look, since Fatima's got lupus, and it kind of is awkward with life in general, and money measures, the whole thing of in sickness and in health and until death has departed, and richness and poorness and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, you guys like taking out both sides of the coin.
Check,
It was like, have we done this side? Yep, let's do the other side now.
Yep, right. So the point is, what a lot of guys don't get is that I look at it and say that imagine the situation. I had been in an accident. I'd lost both legs. Now your mum is gonna have to keep me. Yeah, but
You'd be
that's,
awful. You'd be the most annoying person known to mankind.
okay. So given that, right? But the point
Yes.
is that I don't see that it would be me being crippled and Fatima being okay. I see it as the couple being crippled. Okay,
Yeah, but
because
there are people who have problems with that. I mean, there are
No, but
people
that's
who
the
get
point.
divorced over that.
no, but
particular
that's the
thing.
point. Is that when you realize that the two of you become one. So the two of you are one unit. You are one, right? When something really bad happens to one of the two of you, it doesn't happen to one of the two of you.
No,
It
because what happens to the one affects the other.
Yes, it happens to the two of you. When your wife gets cancer and goes through all the shit that cancer creates in your life, it is not the one person who's lying there losing her hair and folded up in a fetal position on the bed. The husband's got to stand by and watch this. You may think it's a spectator, but it's happened to the two. It's the two together that are going through the pain. When one of the two of you have huge success in life, in business, in things, then the other one doesn't have to feel like they're in the shadow of the successful one. The two of them together are successful. Hell, if I make enough money to buy the car that I really want, which is the XC90 T8,
Yes.
by the way, with R design, which I'm kind of, then everybody drives in it. It's something that's, I can stick 7 of us all.
But
into the
in
car
the
and go
same
somewhere.
sense, most of the time when that happens, you get some couples who, because of the fact that they think of it as, well, like, no, he's not the one currently in pain, chucking his lungs out in the toilet. I'm the one sitting here, okay? So, I feel like you should just shut up. Or you get the other side of the coin and just he's like, no, but I'm the one working late nights and stuff like that. She's just sitting at home. I don't see why I should have to share that. And so you have this selfish, well, I did the inserting of whatever, yeah, and so they're all like, well, I don't see why I need to share that kind of thing. And so you have people like that and their mentality, and then they're like, no, and then they get divorced, and then it's like, nope, it's 100% your fault. I don't see why I should have to split anything with you. You did nothing other than cook me my meals, make sure my clothing was ironed, make sure I was 100% presentable and thing. But that doesn't count at all because technically I brought the money in,
You can just pay for somebody, and if you want to take that route, then it means that you didn't provide sufficiently to be able to bring a maid in to help your wife to do their job.
Yeah,
And
but then if you do
regard
that, it's
your
like
wife
you
as
did
being-
nothing.
Yeah, but
You
then
just sat there, so I don't feel like I should. And then you're just like, well, you made me sit here, so I feel like I don't know how to live without your money. So now you have to give me my money so that I can continue living.
yeah. So
okay.
you see each other then not as the
Partners,
other halves or soulmates. You see each other as employees. The husband who does that assumes that his wife has a job to do in the house and that
So
he
he's 50s
pays.
housewife. She's staying
Yeah.
at home. She's raising the kids, so I make the money, so I don't have to deal with that. So don't come here with the kids' problems because that's your gig, okay? I'm not. That's not my gig. I'm going to marry a guy someday who's going to be a stay-at-home mom. I'm sorry. The whole morning routine. I can pick them up from school, but no, I'm not waking up that early just to brush their hair and make them brush their teeth. I don't think I could quite commit to making them brush their teeth in the morning. It just, no. I'm not going to reason with a small child about the fact they need to brush their teeth. They probably
Okay.
will see a teeth straightener.
So, I guess the thing I've tried to realize is that, so last night, I'm looking at your mum's search history, and there's a lot
and
of this,
it's, unfaithful husband.
why, anyways.
Husband who kills wife for money. Usual
Yeah, it
stuff.
was all of those kinds of, the dangerous women who kill their husbands. and- Yeah. Okay, so the point is, so I did the search, right? So I completed the search. It says, when husbands are and
And
ignore
fill in the
everything else.
blank.
When husbands are truly faithful to their wives, and I hit enter.
And
You
it's
want-
okay to all the unfaithful husbands.
All of the search results came back saying, I should have put it into a phrase, but all of them came back saying, well, you should be really happy if your husband is truly faithful to you.
Because
But-
most of them aren't.
But check to see, and these are the checks to see if he is truly faithful with you. I
Yep.
was never, just accept that here are ways to be truly faithful. And we stumbled on this one side.
Then what you're going to talk about? Yeah, my husband is faithful in the story. But if you're going to have to sell a story, then it's going to be, well, my husband's unfaithful, and now I have a story about how he was. See?
No, but I think it's a beautiful story to tell anyway when you
Yeah,
say
and that's
that.
what Disney's for.
No, it's not about being, the point is that, in spite of everything, in spite of my wife having lupus,
Yeah,
us
and
having lost lots of money,
And
us
then
having,
that movie.
and then what are the things that brought us closer together? And then how do we tell the story
you
of
do
love
have
anyway?
stories. You do have stories like that, but then the mother-in-law's trying to kill you, or the nanny killed all the kids, or and these are just the storylines I'm remembering here. Okay, there was even one where the nanny managed to was like some form of cult witchy person and needed to sacrifice a small child and so stole the husband. Do you see the theme here? Okay, so if you have a faithful husband who is in a wonderful family, then enter in X, Y, Z. But it's Hallmark. I mean, that's pretty much all the movies you watch. They're all from Hallmark, and they're all like drama. I mean, if it was perfect, there would be no drama, and then you wouldn't have a subfield. So the reason that if you want that, then look for something with a subcategory, like sci-fi, science, you know.
So maybe the reason why we have marriages which break up is because of Hallmark, because of Hollywood, Nollywood, Bollywood.
They point out. So you screw up, you get a divorce, you get half the stuff, and then you never talk to each other, and you be horrible people to each other from that point. Yeah, because they say like this is the norm. This is how you interact with each other, and if that's the only norm you see around you, then you expect it. I mean, when you take into consideration everything else, fashion trends, people liking music, people particularly following stories, things like that, it all follows what is media says is the norm. And if media says it's the norm for you to, the first time you hit a bump in the road, to just get a divorce, because no, and then you must always look for something better, then why wouldn't you? I mean, you have stories of people who get divorced and then several years later, when they're in their like 50s, get remarried to their first husband or wife because the fact they realize, oh wait, no, this was my true love. I mean, seriously, I screwed up. I got divorced, and because there was something, we could have totally worked that one through. I think those are as funny because it's just like, so you basically were right the first time. You just didn't think you had it right, and so decided to undo it, and then only found out later you were right. It's like when you take a test, you rub out the wrong answer, right answer, put in the wrong answer, then find out afterwards you were right in the first place and kick yourself in the ass.
But the point is, the way I see it, right?
Yeah.
The way I see it is that it's quite simple. Everybody seems to think that somehow they're going to find their Cinderella, find the perfect shoe to fit, and they're going to end up somehow with their soulmate.
And then they're going to live happily ever after. No work required.
And then you're going to stumble onto your soulmate, and that's going to be for the rest of life.
Yeah, no work required.
Yeah.
Because they're going to like you for who you are, unconditional.
But long-term marriage and true love is not about just stumbling into it. It's about working at it. It's about making it work, about recognizing every time when you see a pretty young girl walking past that you say, oh wow, that does look nice. And you can appreciate something that looks good. I can appreciate a rose in full bloom or in a bud. I can appreciate the next thing. But the difference is that the experiences that you go through in marriage, the things that you, as you work through every problem that you're facing, as you solve each one and you come to a conclusion which says, yes, we together like the way we've solved that particular problem. So slowly your partner becomes your soulmate. And eventually you are your partner's soulmate because the two of you have molded together. You dress like each other, you look like each other, and when a question is posed to either of you in private, both of you answer in the same way because of the life you've led and the people you've become. And when you look at the pretty young thing walking down trying to bat her eyelids at you, you look at that and realize, but I still have so much to grow with my soulmate. There's still so much we've got to be able to develop, and I can't afford to jeopardize any of that, because in any event I can't afford the hurt that could go along with when we try and break that. Not only the hurt that I'm going to cause my wife, but myself, and I'm not going to live through that. So we don't think past the moment and see the pretty eyes and see the battered eyelids and recognize it for what it is, and that is something that is trying to say, this is yet another test to see if I can take you off that path. That path that we walk on, that become soulmates. I think it is just so beautiful when we eventually get it right, that I don't think anything should be risked to kind of break that. That's what I like about it. And I can't get why guys can't see that or why other people can't see that.
Because you didn't realize the first one was the final.
Yeah.
It's like the final girl, just minus all the blood, gore, and killing of people.
Yeah, true.
You know?
So,
Final girl is
okay, here's the problem, right?
Mm.
You eventually going to get married, maybe, hopefully, maybe I get some grandkids out of the deal.
I don't know, okay, so how much school fees are?
Yeah, But the
I'd have to
point
open
is,
a school just to be able to
I must
afford
tell you,
it.
I must tell you, and I feel pretty damn sorry for the poor dude who eventually decides to fall in love with you and decide to try and make that work.
No, my SO is going to have to be substantially patient and understanding and level-headed. You know? She'll have to be one cool cucumber because there's no way I'm going to be. Okay? I'm going to be the irrational, hot-headed one and then he has to be the one that balances that out. Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting.
Cool. Okay. And we're just about at your work. It was an interesting conversation this morning. Thanks.
Uh-huh.